Autumn is here again, so our autumn favorite chicken and dumplings is what's on the menu tonight. So come on and watch and see how I get mine put together. First, we're going to start out with our vegetables. As you can see in my bowl, I have some chopped up carrots, I have chopped up celery, and I also have some chopped up onion at the bottom. Now, as far as the onions, I did not chop that. That was in our frozen section of our grocery store, and I figured to save on cut time, I will go ahead and just use about a half a cup of my frozen chopped onions. I'm also going to use some cream of mushroom, cream of celery, and cream of chicken for our cream base for our chicken and dumplings. Now, if you want, you can omit the cream of mushroom if you don't like it, but that's one of my favorites. And I'm also using some chicken that I had from some roasted chicken breast that I cooked the night before. And what I did is I peeled it off the bone, and because it wasn't quite enough chicken breast for me, I went ahead and used some Tyson frozen chicken breast, also that was already pre-cooked, and that's going to all cook together in our chicken and dumplings. So with the chicken bones and the skin left over from our chicken breast, I have about a good 2.5 cups of water that I'm going to add to that to make a nice broth that's going to be added to our crock pot, and that way we can have that somewhat of a semi-homemade type flavor. Now, if you want, you can use the Swanson chicken broth for your seasoning and your flavoring for your chicken and dumplings. But instead of using a whole chicken, and because I want to cut back on some of the sodium, I went ahead and just used the flavor from our chicken breast and our chicken skin. And this is all going to be placed in a crock pot, and this is going to cook slowly on a high temperature, but this is going to give it some good flavor. I used a half a cup of milk in each of my cans to get all the leftover soup remnants that were in the can, and this is going to also add the extra creamy flavor. I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables as well into my crock pot, and I'm just going to go ahead and stir this all up, and this is going to cook while I have my chicken breast with the boneless skin making my broth, and this is all going to come together quite well, and it's going to take about a good 10 minutes. As you can see, the remnants from my chicken has made a really good broth here, so I am going to go ahead and pour that into my crock pot without adding the bones and the skins. This is a really good quick way to have your broth. If you have a rotisserie chicken from your grocery store, this is also a nice way to use what's left of your chicken rotisserie from your grocery store to make a quick broth. I'm going to go and add my chicken breast pieces into the crock pot as well, and that is all going to get stirred up nicely, and I want to incorporate all of those flavors together, and that's going to cook on a high temperature with my crock pot still, and we're just going to let that all cook together. And as you can see, it's starting to look quite nicely as well. I want to make sure my carrots cook all the way through and that they're nice and tender. I'm going to go ahead and cover this up, and before I cover it up, I'm going to also add some of my seasonings, which is my pepper and my vegetable seasoning. Now, these are the only two seasonings I'm adding because the soup and the chicken had enough salt in it where I did not have to add any more salt. Now, if you want to, you can add a pinch of poultry seasoning, but because I already had my chicken, that poultry seasoning really wasn't needed. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this all together, and then while this cooks slowly, I'm going to work on my dumplings. Now, these are going to be drop dumplings, so I'm not doing the rollout method. If you want, you can also go ahead and use your Bisquick mix, or you can go ahead and use some Pillsbury biscuits and then just cut those up into pieces. But this is the way that I chose to do it, and it's just as quick and easy. I mean, it really don't take much time. I had to add more flour because I'm trying to get a nice thick plaster type consistency. And what I mean by plaster, this is like the plaster you use on your walls. And you see how thick it is? that is the right consistency that is going to be used for these drop dumplings. So as you can see, my soup mixture has settled a little bit, but my carrots have already cooked through and my chicken is already ready and soft. So now I'm going to go ahead and drop in my dumplings. Now you can drop in as many as you want or as little as you want, but of course I love a lot of dumplings in my chicken and dumplings. And you're not going to stir this. You're going to let this all sit at the top because the steam and the broth of the soup mixture is going to cook it. If you stir it now, it's going to cause your dumplings to break apart and make your soup taste kind of funny. So just let it sit, and you're going to sit with it covered on high for about a good 10 minutes. And as you can see, this soup is bubbling. And those dumplings are all fully cooked. And they are nice and stiff all the way through. And this soup is ready to be served. I love good, quick, homemade chicken and dumplings. Now, to get a bowl. As you can see here, I like my chicken and dumplings served with a little rice. So I just spoon up a little bowl of rice. And then I'm going to slide my bowl over. And I'm going to spoon on top of my rice my chicken and dumplings. Now this dish is perfect, like I said in the beginning, for that autumn time or even for the winter months. Don't buy that canned chicken and dumplings. Make some at home. And in about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes or less, you can have you some good homemade chicken and dumplings. So remember to subscribe to this channel if you like these recipes that I post. And share with others. And don't forget to like it as well. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day. And follow me on my Facebook and Instagram pages, Dishinwitmeheatherd 9708. Have a great day, and God bless.